Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter than my videos normally are, but today we're going to be talking about the Declaration of Independence. Now, this video is just going to be a brief overview of the document itself. I'm going to post a link on Schoology to another video that goes over the events that surround the writing and signing of the Declaration of Independence, but this one is just going to be about the document itself and a brief overview of the sections, what it says, and that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get started. The Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence is made up of 4 parts. That is the preamble, the Declaration of Natural Rights, a list of grievances, and resolution of independence by the United States. These 4 parts are what make up the Declaration of Independence. Now, the document itself is not too terribly long, honestly. Like I said, it only makes up of 4 parts. The first part is the preamble. The preamble, I have it in its entirety on the slide here, says, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. So the purpose of the preamble, and what that all says, is the purpose of the preamble is to explain why the Continental Congress wrote it. You know, whenever this document was written as sort of a letter to King George in Britain. So this, the first part of it is kind of saying this is what, to prepare him for what he's going to read and what the document says, like what its purpose is and why they wrote it. The second part of the document is the Declaration of Natural Rights. Now, what is that? Natural rights are the basic rights that all people have that the government must protect. This part of the Declaration also states that the people who follow the government have the right to rebel against it if the government fails them. This part outlines the rights that all people have, and also says that if the government fails to protect those rights, then the people have a right to rebel against it. Now, an interesting and sad part of this document is that while it says all people, there are certain groups that are excluded from this. These natural rights are not promised to women, and these natural rights by this document are not promised to people who aren't white. So while there's some pretty words in this document, it does fail in guaranteeing rights to all people. More about the Declaration of Natural Rights. This states that people have certain basic rights and that the government should protect those rights. John Locke's ideas strongly influenced this part. In 1690, Locke wrote that government was based on the consent of the people and that people had the right to rebel if the government did not uphold their right to life, liberty, and property. Now this idea that the people have to give their consent to be governed is what is known as the social contract. So that is, remember that term, social contract. That is Locke's idea that the people have to give their consent to be governed. You cannot govern a group of people who do not consent to the government. List of grievances. This part of the Declaration is a list of complaints the colonists have against the British government. The writers of the Declaration blame King George III directly. The colonists accused the government of usurpations or unjust uses of power. Now, that term, grievance, what a grievance is a grievance is just another word for a complaint. This was a list of problems that the citizens had with the government that they were subject to. And they accused them of usurpations, which is an unjust use of their power, meaning that they had overstepped their boundaries, they had overstepped their authority, and were enforcing things upon the colonists that were not just. It was not fair what they were doing. Resolution of independence by the United States. This is the final part of the Declaration. The final part declares that the colonies are free and independent states who can make war, form alliances, and trade with other countries. So this part is just sort of the summary of the whole document, and it's saying that the United States is a free and independent state, meaning that they are no longer bound to the rules of Britain, and we can make war, form alliances, and trade with whoever we choose to. Signing the Declaration. Most signers of the Declaration signed it on August 2nd, 1776. John Hancock from Massachusetts signs the Declaration, the largest, in an attempt to make sure the king sees his signature. So that is why if you look at the document itself, and whenever we're back in the classroom I have a replica of the document on my wall, you can look at the signatures at the bottom, and John Hancock's signature is the largest. And he wanted to make sure that the king saw his signature. And that's going to be the end of this video. Okay guys, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll see you again real soon.